Well, it's that time of year again. Fresh off the launch of a brand new console generation, Nintendo is preparing to air a brand new Nintendo Direct. By the time this video goes up, the Direct should have been announced, or at least I hope it has. This video will be split into 3 sections: first party, which will primarily have brand new game announcements from Nintendo; third party, which can have third party exclusives as well as games that will be available on other platforms; and finally, updates to existing games and services. This can include things such as updates to already announced Nintendo titles or system updates that are shown in the presentation. Here we go. Back in the summer of 2022, alongside the leak of Fire Emblem Engage, we also learned of the existence of Fire Emblem Geology of the Holy War being developed as a remake over at Intelligent Systems. It has been known for quite some time, and I do believe that this would be a very good time to reveal it, as it would serve as a very good cross-gen release for Switch 1 and Switch 2. I'm hoping it does get announced because I've seen Fire Emblem fans ask for it over and over again and it never gets announced, but I think this is a great time. Please announce it. Please, Fire Emblem fans, please. With the early days of Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo has been undergoing a bit of character IP expansion with the likes of Donkey Kong Bonanza, bringing the character back into the spotlight. However, another character I think that has a lot of potential for Nintendo is Wario. He hasn't really had any game that isn't a minigame collection in a very long time. I think bringing back the Wario Land series, or something like a remake of Wario World, or even a new Wario World, would be greatly appreciated, especially with how experimental those games tend to be. It's something I really would appreciate, or really enjoy. I think I really liked it a lot. Another series that has laid dormant from Nintendo that is quite niche and started on the handheld era, which is currently going through a nostalgic era, is Project X Zone. The first game released in 2011 with the sequel arriving in the mid-2010s, and it's been dormant for a long time. However, with the absence of Smash and crossover games in the market right now, and the Switch 2 targeting an older audience, I do believe it is a good time to bring back the series, and it's also a great strategy RPG, bit of a junk food strategy RPG. That would be a great way to pass the time until we get another bigger RPG on the system. Remakes on Nintendo Switch have been increasing recently, with the recently released Super Mario RPG in 2023 and the TTYD remake, or Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake, in 2024. However, it seems recently there has been something happening with the Earthbound series, or what is called Mother in Japan. On the NSO app in Japan, Nintendo made a post saying that the whole Earthbound series is available to play on Nintendo Switch Online, but this space is usually reserved for new stuff like games being added to the service or new icons being made available. The whole series has been available in Japan for a long time now, so it's strange that they suddenly announced this now. This week marks the anniversary of the series, but Nintendo usually never acknowledges it. I believe that there is a small but decent chance that one of the Earthbound Mother games will be remade. 1 through 3, a collection or individual, it could be a possibility. Nintendo has to sell people on the Switch 2 as it is a brand new system, and what do you do to sell people on a brand new system? Future titles. One of those future titles that I think Nintendo could tease in this direct is Animal Crossing, and it could be announced or teased with the CG teaser for a 2026 release, but it could either be a gameplay trailer or a CG trailer. I'm 50-50 on this one, it could go either way. Finally, in terms of first party titles, I believe that this Nintendo Direct will have a segment dedicated to Mario's 40th anniversary. I don't really know what could be shown here, but stuff that includes could be things such as the Mario Movie 2 casting, a tease at a new 3D Mario, a remaster of an old classic Mario game, 2D Mario, 3D Mario, maybe Galaxy 2 port, but it's likely that some sort of Mario 40th anniversary could be here. Personally, I think the 2 most likely things could either be a 3D Mario, Mario Maker 3, or some miscellaneous stuff like merch or something, but it will definitely be here. It's a lock at this point, or we'll have to wait until September. Of course, no Nintendo Direct is complete without its third-party support. Sega will likely have multiple games to announce at the Nintendo Direct. Persona 3 Reload and Persona 4 Revival are likely to show up, as well as a Metaphor. However, knowing Atlas, I can see a Switch 2 Metaphor port being a re-release with brand new extra content. Sonic Racing Crossroads could be here with a reminder of it coming this year. However, it is possible we could see something else Sonic related, perhaps a remake. Heroes 06, that could be in development. Ports will likely be a big part of this direct, with FF7 Integrate, Baldur's Gate 3, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, perhaps with crossplay announced, and Elden Ring showing up. But there will likely be new games as well. Mega Man is due a revival due to the newest Secret Levels episode airing back in December 2024 that had a brand new Mega Man team at Capcom shown, and that could be here as well as the next new installment in the Ace Attorney series. 2024 marked the year that Capcom was able to release every Ace Attorney game on every platform, and there was nothing left to release. Ace Attorney 7 is next, it's the only thing else they can do. Surely there's nothing left, right? Doom and Dark Ages could also be here as well. Microsoft was pledged support to the Switch 2 and will likely bring every game and any game that can run on it over. This Nintendo Direct will also have updates on already announced games and also some miscellaneous updates for various services on the Switch 2. Since Switch 2 is a brand new platform, there could be very many new features added to it via software updates. One of the biggest criticisms of the original Nintendo Switch was that there wasn't enough personality to the operating system. However, I think with the extra horsepower of the Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo could add new features to it. Nintendo could announce in this direct that they will add a update to the Switch 2 in the fall that will add new OS features to the system, allowing you to change your themes or add custom music to your system that plays over certain games. Honestly, that could be really cool. Of course, Nintendo will also provide release dates for titles they've already announced, such as Kirby Air Riders, Pirate Warriors Age of Imprisonment, and Metroid Prime 4. Nintendo Directs have always been traditionally fun to watch, and in a new console generation, they should be really entertaining, especially since we're so early into the system's life. However, I feel like whatever platform you own, you should get something from this Direct, so I think it will be very enjoyable for a lot of people. Can't wait to watch it. It should be announced by the time this video goes up, just to state again. These are my predictions. Obviously, a lot of these probably won't end up being true, or they could be true. I did a lot of analytical stuff of what Nintendo is doing right now and what other gaming companies are doing right now, and I hope it turns out right, but I mean, it's just for fun, so whatever. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.